Hey Star fam, and if you do not know who I am, my name is Nikki.Star of NikkiNicoleStar TV. I do comedic reviews of some of your favorite reality TV shows. I also talk about pop culture hot topics that won't get me in trouble. Today we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiance, and we're going to do the top 5 from the 90 Day Fiance Tell-All Part 2. Girl, I will let you know right now, it was a struggle to get 5 moments that did not involve Jabri, but I'ma try. Let's get into it. You're not gonna do anything, bro. You're not that guy. I was here for it. I was here for John getting Jabri together. I did think, like Kara, that it was weird that Patrick just allowed Jabri to cuss John out when he doesn't even allow his wife, his pregnant wife, to say anything to John. I couldn't believe that he allowed Jabri to just say whatever he wanted. I don't know, maybe he thought that John had it, but I was just like, it's weird that Thais can't say anything to John, but Jabri can just disrespect your brother, threaten violence, and like look at you and say, oh bro, it's nothing personal, it's not you. I just can't stand that guy, I'm gonna knock him out. And Jabri, for somebody who was knocked out into a concussion, a whole coma, a concussed coma, you are always threatening to knock somebody out when you are the only one that we know of on this cast that has been actually knocked out. Damn near died. If I was you, I wouldn't be threatening stuff like that. So because John is getting the best of Spahkles, Jabri decides to leave, and again he demands that John be removed, and he just acted like such a baby. It was just so disappointing, even coming from Jabri, because I think he had a really great story, right? I felt bad that his parents have remained so cold to him and did not show up to the wedding, has not talked to him or Miona, and I just, you know, I really did feel bad. I felt like that was just such a cold, I felt like that was such a cold thing to do to your child, but you can't even let that sympathy sit because Jabri is just being completely awful. He hijacked that show. I don't need to see him and Miona on Happily Ever After. Here is why. I feel like Jabri and Miona came on this show with a plan, and I have absolutely no problem with that. But I think that he's starting to believe the hype, right? I think because he's doing these appearances and, you know, you guys are buying up rat race scenario, rat race. You guys are buying that song up on iTunes. He's getting a lot of follows and a lot of views on his videos and his TikToks and his Instagram and all that stuff. And I think that he's starting to think that these things are happening because he's so great at what he does, and not the fact that he's somebody just completely annoying and delusional to watch on reality TV. And I think because of that, he's become this diva, and it's just not fun to watch. It's not fun to watch. So I could move on from this couple for good. Like, not Jabri acting like he is the Beyonce in his group Serbian spaceships. Delusional. Delusional. I had to break up the band, bro, because the band didn't respect my wife. Why was he also adopting this like personality that we know you don't have? You told us that you were not hard. You told us that you were not that guy, right? You told us that you grew up as the only person of color, the only black person in a small town, in I think Idaho or something, and you felt different. It was ostracized because of it. So where did you adopt this identity from? Why are you talking like that? Why are you acting like that? You give them real New York, Philly, and a dash of Atlanta vibes. And we all know that you ain't grow up there, so why are you adopting these mannerisms to seem tough? Mannerisms that you said you're not familiar with because you didn't grow up in that kind of community or around those kind of people. It's giving imposter. The second moment of the night for me is Emily apologizing. So I also saw a clip of Emily on Entertainment Tonight on their YouTube. She apologized to the fans because she was asked about her behavior and how she treated Kobe. She apologized to the fans and she said, I watched it and I would be upset with myself as well. I was really terrible to my husband. I did not treat him well, and I understand the fans being upset, and I absolutely apologize for my behavior. Side note, I'm enjoying Reformed Emily and her family. I did not enjoy them on the season at all, but at the tell-all, I really like them. I really am like rooting for this couple that I was just like, Prince Kobe, get away from that banshee. But now I'm like, oh, I want you guys to work. What is happening? Like it be upside down. I'm going up for John. I'm rooting for Kobe and Emily. What is happening? So also on the tell-all, Emily apologizes for her behavior as well. And she also talks about how she wanted to have sex with him first before he sees his son, because Sean brought up a viewer comment. It was just like, he has to have sex with you first so he can see his son. Ew, gross. If this was the other way around, this would be a big issue. Emily doubled down on her reasoning. She was just like, I wanted to be with him because I knew when we got in the house we would not be together. But I can't necessarily agree with that because even while you guys were in the house, you were still banging. You did not get pregnant at that one time you had sex at the motel. You guys were banging a lot. You weren't getting it in the house. You were definitely banging in that barn. So that still doesn't make sense to me. You were being very selfish. You wanted penis and Kobe wanted to see his son, and you decided to force yourself on your husband because you were craving some BBC. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. It doesn't look good. And if I were you, I would have apologized for that as well. It just wasn't a good look, and it was even worse for you to try to defend that behavior. I also like how Kobe and Emily's father did not mention, even though Sean was trying to get it out of them, what he gave them. Special between the both of them. It is not meant for us. They've shared enough. They can keep that to themselves. Also, are they still living in that house with all them kids? You are still living with your parents? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Y'all too grown. Y'all got a whole family now. You guys can move out. And I know that they plan on moving out, but the way Emily was talking in the tell-all part 1, I don't know if it was just me, but I thought that they had their own home. Just by the way that she was speaking, she said that she's so glad that he has a job, that Kobe has a job and can take care of her and their kids, and she doesn't have to work. She can be a stay-at-home mom. You're a stay-at-home mom in your parents' home. Emily, get a job. You both need to work so you can get at home to get out of your father's home. This is how you can be a stay-at-home mom, by mooching off of your parents and use Kobe's money so you guys can go out on some Applebee's date and then he blows you back out at the Motel 6 not too far from your parents' home. Sis, I'm rooting for you, but you got to do better. You have to grow up. My third moment from the tell-all part 2 is that Bilal does not want children. Bilal does not want kids. And how I know that? Shida said it. Shida said he is now at the point where he does not want kids at all. Girl, then what are you doing? Why are you here? How you want to get them kids from him? Anywhere you're thinking about getting his sperm without his permission is illegal. So what are you going to do? I don't know what we're going to see on Happily Ever After. I don't know if, they're lying that he doesn't want kids so that they can give us a storyline on Happily Ever After. But the way this couple ended, we ended with Shida saying he doesn't want kids and her crying about how terrible he treats her. So what the hell are you guys going to show us on Happily Ever After? They're not happy. They're miserable. Miserable Ever After? Is that the name of the show now? Why is this couple back? The fourth moment of the night is that Muhammad clears Eve's friend. Listen, Eve's friend comes in real sassy and aggressive. And the only reason why I say that is because she said that about Muhammad. And I'm like, Muhammad is aggressive where? Where is he aggressive? That we have seen. Child, I know some stuff is going on, but we will talk about that in another review. So Muhammad, aggressive Muhammad, is going back and forth with Eve's friend, who just comes out real nasty and then says that he's being nasty and aggressive when you're being nasty and aggressive and inquisitive about his sex life. I was here for Muhammad saying, I don't want you guys discussing me sexually. I didn't like it. It felt uncomfortable and you guys thought that it was cute and I didn't like how you treated me. Now, regardless of what we know and how we feel about Muhammad now, in that moment he was right, because if the tables were turned, I don't think TLC would even allow that scene to be aired if a woman was going through that with a bunch of men. You know what I mean? The women were being wrong, and to try to make it seem like, oh, we're these progressive, sexually open women, so it's not a bad thing here in the United States. He was uncomfortable. If you're sitting there talking about somebody's sex life in America and they don't like it, you're in the wrong. You being open about sex is your prerogative. Not everybody else is, and that's their prerogative. And when he told you the first time that he was uncomfortable, you should have listened to that. But to keep on pushing it and trying to make it seem like it's a cultural thing and not you just being disrespectful is wrong. I will say, I was not ready for Muhammad to be like, oh, what do you think about me now that you know that the sex is good? Excuse me, sir? Excuse me? Inappropriate. Eve, now that everything has fallen apart, can you tell us the truth? Is the stroke game weak, or was it worth the pain that he put you through? I wonder if Muhammad, no. The fifth moment of the night for me is after the credits roll. So at the end of this episode, we find out that Muhammad cheated on Eve. Now listen, a lot of you sent me those text messages, but it just wasn't verified. I didn't know if it was true. You know, a lot of people gossip and a lot of people make up stories, so I just wasn't sure, especially about this show. There's so many lies going out. I just didn't want to report on it. I just didn't want to put that in any of my reviews if I just wasn't sure about the source. However, TLC verified it. Eve sent them the text messages that she found on Muhammad's phone, and Muhammad was talking to a woman. He said that he was talking to multiple women and he was just talking to them. There really was no relationship. But in that text conversation, he's telling this woman that he's just doing this to get his green card, and when he gets his green card, he's going to leave Eve and be with her. And I believe him. I think that Eve should have saw the writing on the wall when he told her he can get another sponsor, he don't need her. And he was demanding his papers, not a marriage. I think that was your out then, sis, and you still went through it. Not saying that you deserve it. I'm just saying that was a clear sign that that man was not into you. That's all I wanted to talk about. We're going to get into Eve and Muhammad more this Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe it's going to be on my channel. I'm going to put everything in the description box, but I'm going to talk to our favorite person, Linda from 90 Day Fiance, The Melanated Way. She has all the tea, and we're going to break down what is going on with Eve and Muhammad this Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's going to be on my channel. No, it's going to be here. It's going to be here, but I'll put everything in the description box below. So make sure you tune in for that. You don't want to miss it. If you like what you see here, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in another review or live, yeah, probably a live, for something else. And if you also want to see more of Miss Nikki.Star, please make sure you check out my, why did I do that? My homepage, which is Nikki.Star at Home. I do DIYs, girl chats, lifestyle vlogs, fashion, hair, home decor, hauls, all types of fun stuff. It's basically just my life after the reviews, after the lives. It's me behind the scenes, behind the stream. So if you want to check that out, please make sure to follow me at Nikki.Star at Home. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. See you soon for something else. Love ya. Bye. Mwah.